When I first became a money mindset coach, I thought to myself that the biggest shifts would be around budgeting, credit, and saving more. But what really blew my mind is learning how the wealthy and powerful institutions are actually doing with money. And I am telling you right now, once I understood how banks are using their money to build their wealth, I was mad that I did not know this sooner. Let me put you on game right now. Because this one strategy, the same one that banks are using, could change how you are going to build wealth forever. So here's the deal. You probably think that your savings account is just that, right? A safe place for your money to sit. But in reality, banks are only required to keep 10% of your money on hand, and that is it. So if you dropped $10,000 into your savings account, they're only required to keep $1,000 available. And what happens to the other $9,000? I'm glad you asked. They're using it to go make more money, but definitely not for you, for them. At first, I assumed that money went to things like loans and mortgages, right? And even credit cards. But the real shocker, banks are taking that money and they're putting it into life insurance policies. And I'm not talking about your average $50,000 term policy, right? I am talking about cash value life insurance, right? The type that actually builds guaranteed money over time. If you want proof, look at Bank of America. It is one of the biggest players in the game and has 24 billion, that's billion with a B, parked into life insurance. So naturally, the question I ask myself, if they could put that kind of money into life insurance, then why wouldn't they just dump that money into stocks or real estate? So it turns out they know something that the rest of us don't know. So insurance companies are required to keep every single dollar that they promised on hand. So that means if someone actually dies and they owe $500,000, that money is ready right now, liquid and available. So banks know that their money is safe. And even in a recession, even in a market crash, that money is going absolutely nowhere. Reason number 2 is growth without risk. Some of these life insurance policies are linked to the stock market as well, but they have a safety net put in place. So if the stock market does really well, you are earning interest. But if it crashes, your money stays exactly the same. So you can't lose because it is not going to go below zero. So imagine if you had $30,000 in your policy and then the market just tanks. You still have $30,000. And that, my friend, is a win, especially compared to what happens in a 401k or a brokerage account where you could lose all your money. Reason number 3 is tax-free gains. And this is where it gets a little bit juicy because even though banks are earning money in those policies, they are not getting taxed because the IRS is making sure that life insurance is not treated as an investment, right? So that $24 billion Bank of America has, all that growth, all that interest, and all that debt benefit, right? It is tax-free, right? Meanwhile, you're getting taxed on your stocks, your crypto, your 401k, right? And even all your side hustle income. So what exactly does this mean for you? You do not need $1 billion to get into this, right? To get a piece of the pie because cash value life insurance is not just for banks, right? It is also for everyday people. You can apply for one yourself. And once it is set up, you can build tax-free retirement income. You can save up to buy real estate as well. And you can start your own business. Or just simply having a safe private bank that you have control of. And you can actually borrow against it without actually selling your assets or applying for a loan with the banks. And that is how you're going to be building wealth the quiet, powerful, and sustainable way, just like the banks are doing as well. But before we close, I'm going to tell you to do your own research because there is no one-size-fits-all policy. This can work for someone as well as it might not work for you. So do your own research and make sure that whatever policy you choose is the right one for you. Some of you guys are going to take this info and just go back to scrolling, right? But a few of you, you are actually going to take this information and take action, right? And you're going to be the one in your family who finally flips the script. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to drop a comment if this was new information to you, right? Subscribe if you are ready for more real talk like this. This is what my channel is all about. Talking about things that help us build wealth, whether that is life insurance or keeping up with the news or real life examples that are going to help us level up in our lives. I am leveling up and I want you to level up with me. So join me on this journey as we level up together. You got this.